Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of the Legion of Raw. I'm here with the man, the bro man. There it is right there. Pumping iron, ladies and gentlemen, ready to rock and roll. He is former WCW World Heavyweight Champion, former WWE head writer, Vince Russo. How are you, my man?
What is going on, Dr. Chris? What's happening, man?
It's another episode of Raw. And
Just another Manic Monday, bro.
Yeah.
Just another Manic
Monday. Oh, I wish it was Sunday.
Oh,
Cause that's my fun day.
oh,
Just another Manic Monday.
Very nice, Dr. Chris.
Yes, indeed. Vince, what are your thoughts on Raw, man?
Bro, just same show as last week. All these shows are the same, bro. They're just all the same. They're just all the same. We had Monday Night Football this week. We got a very close game between the Jets and the Bills.
Yeah.
And this is what they churn out.
Yeah, man. We got a return. That was the Monday Night Football competition, was a return from Nia Jax that we'll talk about at the end there. It looks like she might have went off script a little bit at the end. We'll talk about that with the combination slaps of
the paintbrush gimmick.
Yeah, I'm like, interesting. We'll talk about that. So we start with actually we got John Gonzalez, 499 super chat. Hello, Dr. Chris and Vince Russo. On Saturday, I attended a WWE live event at Nassau Coliseum, which they billed as Saturday night's main event. Any favorite moments of Nassau Coliseum, Vince?
Oh, God, bro. I spent my whole upbringing at the Nassau Coliseum, man. That was my go-to arena as a kid growing up, man. I was a big New York Nets fan. I saw Dr. J play at the Coliseum many, many times. Went to some concerts when I was a kid, man. I remember seeing Stevie Wonder in the Nassau Coliseum, Beach Boys, Chicago. I mean, you name it. Yeah, bro, that was definitely home away from home for me, man.
Very nice. Very nice. Good stuff. We start with Jey Uso cutting an in-ring promo. Gets interrupted by Kevin Owens. We do the same type of gimmick with Kevin Owens as we did with Jey Uso. I mean, with Sami Zayn, but Kevin Owens isn't as embracive as Sami Zayn. Judgment Day interrupts. And then we get into a tag match with Finn and Priest defeating KO and Uso, Vince.
Bro, you know what the problem is? Here's the problem. First of all, bro, I guess it was Sammy's turn to miss this week. We talked about this last week. I don't get this, bro. I don't get this. You're either on the show or you're not on the show. I don't get this. Bro, here's the problem with this entire angle. Here's the problem. Jey Uso just went through hell to finally get out of the bloodline.
Yeah.
He went through hell to get his independence. So what, bro? Now he's going to go over to Raw and join Judgment Day? Like, it makes zero sense, bro. They're so reaching for straws, man. The whole story was he wanted to get out of the bloodline and be his own man, and he achieved that.
Yeah.
And what, bro? Now we're supposed to believe he's going to join the bloodline. Yeah. It's so weak, bro, on so many freaking levels, man.
We got John Gonzalez, 499 super chat. Boo. One of my favorite moments of Nassau was when the one and only Vince Russo won the WCW World Title in Nassau on Nitro.
I did against Booker T. Whooped his butt, man.
Ooh,
the little post.
Man. Yes, indeed. We got Pete Paccio with 199.
Thank you, Pete.
Nothing to say. Just want to support the show. Thank you as always, Pete. Fan of the show. Thank you very much. We got KO arguing with Jay backstage because he accidentally kicked him, which caused the team to lose. We already got a loss by Jey Uso coming on Raw.
Bro, there's no intrigue here because you know it was an accidental kick because of what I just said. Okay, bro, he's not joining the bloodline, the whatever they're called.
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
The Judgment Line.
Everybody knows he's not joining Judgment Day because it wouldn't make any sense. Therefore, the kick was an accident. So all of this nonsense is for naught.
Yeah. We got KO. We got to The Miz defeating Akira Tozawa. 3 finishers. He really wanted to get the heat setting up against another match against LA Knight on SmackDown.
Bro, who you like I said, bro, you got the Bills and the Jets on Monday night. Who's watching this match? Like, seriously, bro, who is watching this match?
Yeah, it seems like they're just trying to get heat on The Miz, but I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a desperation and trying to get heat with Miz beating Akira Tozawa out of anybody. So he wanted to do 2 more finishers just to be sure that he gets more heat for LA Knight.
Whoopee.
Yeah, whoopee. Raquel Rodriguez cutting a backstage promo.
Bad wrestling promo, bro. Just this is her memorizing a promo, making sure she gets everything in, so she sounds like every other wrestler, and we aren't getting any personality whatsoever out of Raquel Rodriguez. None. Not her fault, bro. I'm not blaming it on her. I like her. I think she has a good look, but they're giving her a wrestling promo, so we are not seeing anything. Bro, the most we're seeing out of her personality is her shooting that back pose.
Yeah.
Like, literally, that's the most we're seeing from her.
I like Raquel. I've told you that before, man. I'm high on Raquel Rodriguez, man. It just doesn't seem like the fans connect with her. Why do you think that's the case?
Because they're not giving them nothing to connect to, man. You got to give them something to connect to.
It's sad to see, man.
It really is sad to see, and I feel bad a lot of times because I'm not coming down on her. They're not putting any meat on that bone, bro.
Yeah. Not really developing her character as strongly as they should. So we got Shayna Baszler cutting a backstage interview, interrupted by Chelsea Green. Tries to recruit Baszler as a championship partner, but Baszler says, hey, let's just do a match instead. She turns around. Piper Niven's back. She's cleared from medical. So there you go. She snatches the title back.
Yeah. Chelsea Green, to me, see, now she's entertaining. Chelsea Green is entertaining. The dude in Imperium is entertaining to me. Which one is that again?
Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah,
I like him. Yeah.
He's entertaining.
Yeah, his face, he has really good facials.
Yeah, bro, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much, but like I said, Chris, the curse is they're all afraid to go off script, man.
Yeah, thing is with Green is that it just seems like she wants to be a yes woman because she had so many chances that just didn't work, and she got let go and she came back, so she doesn't want to rock the boat too much because she's probably going to be on the chopping block again if she does rock the boat. So it seems like that's where she is mentally. We get Gunther with Imperium, the IC title celebration gets interrupted by Chad Gable. And then back and forth with Gunther and joined by Imperium. Otis comes out, gets a little bit of offense. They get outnumbered. And then Tommaso Ciampa out of nowhere comes out to defend the Alpha Academy fence.
Bro, this was a weird promo, Chris, because listen, man, you and I are both fathers. You are still raising kids. My kids are long gone out of the house. But Gable has heat, and he claims that you caused my daughter to cry. And it's like, yeah, bro, he caused your daughter to cry because he beat you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't do anything to your daughter. He beat you. So did Gunther really cause your daughter to cry, or did you losing cause you? Like some of these things, bro, I swear it's like they're reaching for anything, but they don't think the things through, because when you think them through, they don't make sense.
Yeah. Because essentially, if you follow the logic, it would be, you caused my daughter to cry. You should have let me win. I mean, like, that's essentially what
Exactly,
the promo is.
bro. Like, like if a kicker, kicks a field goal in overtime, and the quarterback's daughter cried because she lost, like, that's on the kicker.
Yeah, you should have missed the field goal. Look at my daughter over there.
I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like, are they bouncing things off of each other just to see what makes sense and what doesn't?
Yeah, I think that's the problem. They probably don't. We got Pete once again, 199 super chat.
Absolutely, Pete.
All these matches are so predictable, Vince.
Not going to get an argument from me, my friend.
Yes, indeed. We get earlier today, Drew McIntyre and Xavier Woods. They go back and forth about the Kofi thing and what's been going on over the weeks. What do you think the payoff to this is, Vince?
But again, bro, Drew's jealous of Kofi because he won his title in front of people, and Drew, like, this is so ridiculous. They are looking for, bro, right before we had Ciampa getting involved in that six-man that has nothing to do anything with the story. Ciampa came out of nowhere, but, oh, bro, Pierce told me, bro, you want to do something. Okay. Then we come here, and the reason for this match is because Kofi won his title in front of people. This is like just so ridiculous, bro. I don't know what the outcome is. I don't know who I'm supposed to care about, why I'm supposed to care about them. I'm a big fan of Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre could be a movie star. I mean, Drew McIntyre has everything in the world going for him, but there's no reason to care about whatever they're trying to do here.
Yeah, I mean, I think Drew is grossly underbooked, man. It's just a weird spot they have him in. Even if this is leading to a heel turn by Drew, man, I mean, just bring it on already, because this slow burn is just. I mean, like, you got to bring some thrust to the heel turn. If it just keeps dragging on, people are just going to be like, all right, enough already. Just come on and do it. And now he kind of played the heel-ish, because he went against Xavier this week, and now Jay's a babyface. He's one of the top babyfaces, and now he's got a match against Jay. So why are you, if you're trying to turn him heel, why are you doing two matches against babyfaces week after week? Like, that just takes a lot of luster away from the turn, man. It's not going to make it seem big at all.
Bro, there's just nothing here that is making any sense, man. There's no clear roads, there's no clear payoffs, there's no clear direction. I swear, bro, I'm watching this whole show, and it's like they're just pulling stuff out of midair.
Yeah, and that's the sad part, because I talk about continuity and connecting the dots all the time, and this is a 3-hour show. You have an opportunity to connect the dots, but it's just pieces all over the place.
That's exactly what it felt like. It felt like this show was just all over the place.
Yeah, I felt that. We get Alpha Academy Tommaso Ciampa in the backstage promo. Then we get the Drew McIntyre and Xavier Woods match. The match itself was good, but again, Drew beats Xavier, and he said it didn't have to be like this. And I'm just like, I mean, what? I don't know. I mean, what's the payoff here, man? That's give me some. Here's my thing, Vince. When I see this stuff, I'm like, okay, give me possible points of interest when it comes to the payoffs of this. Like, if I'm watching a movie, if I'm watching an episodic television show, if I'm watching that, I'm theorizing and I'm anticipating potential payoffs. Now, that should be the same type of formatting when it comes to these stories. But if I'm not excited about a payoff, why am I interested?
That's the thing, bro. It's like we're asking ourselves the question, like, what is the payoff? But here's the problem. We don't really care.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what, bro, serious. And I'm being honest. And like I said, guys, this isn't about the people on this show. This is about the show. Yeah. I want everybody to understand that. Drew McIntyre is not involved in the writing of this show. Correct. Xavier Woods is not involved in the writing of this show. They're all doing what they're being told to do. Mm-hmm. But it's like you said, Chris, it's like it's all over the place. And the one thing, like I said, bro, the main angle is Jey Uso's new to Raw. Who are his friends? Who are his enemies? Is he going to join Judgment Day? Well, we already know the answer to that is no. Right. And because the answer to that is no means he did accidentally kick Kevin Owens. So there's nothing for us to cling on to here, bro.
Agreed.
I mean, bro, I'm watching the Attitude Era. You know, bro, I review it every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And we're going into the pay-per-view where, you know, Dude Love has gone corporate. So he's facing Austin for the title. Mm-hmm. And like, you know, Vince is the referee. Patterson's the bell keeper, you know, Briscoe's the ring announcer. Like the stack is so stacked against Austin. Yeah. But so what you're asking yourself as the viewer is, bro, even from a booking perspective, how are they going to get out of this?
Correct. Yeah.
How are they possibly going to get out of this? That's the question, bro, that you want fans to ask. Mm. How are they going to get out of this? Bro, when is the last time we've asked that question on any of these shows?
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, a lot of people were asking, you know, how is the bloodline going to culminate? What's the payoff there? But there really wasn't a
top
payoff.
Of the third. Top of
the third. Now, that's the payoff. We're like I said, if I'm doing the math, we're at the top of the third 3 years in, so that means mathematically we got 6 years to go. So this is going to be a long.
That's why with Heyman, like, you know, not for anything, bro. Like, Heyman's a New York guy too. You know, I like to think I've got that New York sense. That's why you don't say things like that. You don't say, bro, we're only in the top of the third because 2 weeks later the bottom has fell out from us. That's why you don't say things like that, bro. Yeah. Because now Vince Russo's going to sit here and say, wait a minute, bro. You said we're in the bottom of the third and it's game over.
Yeah. You know Heyman though. Heyman's just a walking gimmick, man. So he's all about cutting the promo, hyping the crowd, hyping the media, hyping everybody to make it seem, you know, he's like he has a way of making things bigger, you know, even if it's
they're characters, bro. You take people like. Bro, you could lump them all together. You could take a Cornette. You could take a Bischoff. You could take a Heyman. Bro, they don't know who they are. Mm. They've been playing characters for so long that they don't know who they are. I mean, and it's just an unbelievable thing to watch because, bro, I don't know what it is about me, but when I left TNA 10 years ago, mm-hmm. Bro, the Vince Russo character was done. Mm. Like, it's done. I'm not on TV anymore. I'm not a director of authority. I'm not getting in a steel cage with Booker T. Mm. When I left, the character is dead. It's like, bro, it's Sylvester Stallone, you know, when Rocky came out, he didn't go on his entire life being freaking Rocky. When Rocky's over, he's Sylvester Stallone. But with these guys in the business, bro, some of the stuff I read on an everyday basis, I'm like, bro, are you guys like ever going to drop the character and drop the gimmick and just freaking be real, man?
It has shaped their identity, man. You know,
it had definitely 1,000%, 1,000%, bro.
Indeed. Awesome Sauce $5 super chat, bro. Vince, were you disappointed that WWE had a list of the best abs in wrestling history and left you off? # shoot fighter physique?
Yes, that was an absolute shame. Absolute shame. Absolute, bro.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate, man. We get to Cody Rhodes. So Vince, what do you want to talk about?
Bro, here's another huge error. This is another huge error. So Dirty Dom goes out there with R.D. McDonough. Mm-hmm. They proceed to allow Cody Rhodes to kick their backsides.
Yes.
Where are Finn Balor and Damian Priest?
Correct. Yeah,
like,
correct.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
This is what I mean. This is a family. This is a united family. All for one. We run this place. We run this show. They're out there getting their butts kicked, and the other two are nowhere to be found.
And why would I want to recruit you if you couldn't even beat Cody Rhodes with Dominic? Like, how is that recruit worthy to me?
That's a great point. That's a great point.
I wouldn't want to recruit you if you can't even beat Cody Rhodes with Dominic. So, yet alone yourself, you don't bring any value to the group. We have backstage Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso. Jey challenges Drew to a match next week. So we're getting Jey and Drew next week, Vince. What is this leading to?
I have no idea.
I don't know, man. This is interesting. That Shayna Baszler defeating Chelsea Green. Piper Niven attacks Baszler post-match, and then Zoe Stark makes a save. So here's my thing with this, Vince. I told you during the Ronda Rousey angle that the end of this is going to be just like every other time. She has a charisma. Shayna Baszler, she's a machine, all right, but she has zero charisma, and this isn't going to lead to some mega push. She tried a singles run and it ended up being with Nia Jax. Then she ended up teaming with Natalya. Then she ended up teaming with Ronda Rousey. Then she ended up, teaming with Sonya Deville once. She's now with Zoe Stark. She just keeps going into teams.
And you know what the question is then, Chris? Because everything you just said is absolutely right. So here's my question: why is she on the roster? Because, bro, you've got to have both sides of this business. Mm-hmm. You got to be convincing in the ring, and you got to have the gift of gab. You've got to have that character. It's a balance of both. And if you lack one, bro, you ain't getting over.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be the greatest performer in the world. I mean, I hate to. I mean, come on, bro. We could bring up the Dean Malenkos and the Chris Benoits and the Petey Williamses. We could bring up the greatest workers in the world, but because they lacked that other side, they were limited.
Yeah.
That's what you have in Shayna Baszler. And look what look at the amount of time they wasted, Chris. It's twofold. Shayna Baszler is going to beat Ronda Rousey, so she's going to get that rub. Yeah. And in the meantime, we're going to give Zoe Starks the Trish Stratus rub. Okay, bro, we spent months and months and months doing that. They came to the conclusion neither is going to get over.
Yep.
So let's just throw them together. Yep. So here's what that means, bro. This is what that means. That means that they no longer care about these two individuals. We're just going to throw them together. But somehow, some way, Chris, the people watching at home are supposed to care.
Right. Exactly. They look at the crowd reactions every week. When at least they should. When Shayna Baszler comes out and wrestles, no one cares.
Nothing,
man.
Bro. Nothing.
Like any reaction is better than no reaction. She doesn't get any reaction, man. It's like dead as flies. Like it's just ridiculous as far as just that. And then I don't understand, Vince, how like they see that every week and they're like, yeah, she's going to get over with the fans.
Chris, you and I are going to get back to legitimate sports because we always go back to legitimate sports. Okay, in baseball, bro, you got a AAA player with a lot of promise. They bring the player up once, player doesn't perform. They send the player back down. Bring the player up a second time, the player doesn't perform.
Yeah.
Bro, they don't waste a lot of time before they cut bait.
Sure.
You brought them up to the big league.
Yep.
They didn't perform in the big league. Bro, you cut bait and move on. You're not going to put them in the starting lineup.
Absolutely.
That's the equivalent of putting Shayna Baszler in the starting lineup, every week on Raw.
Yeah.
Bro, if you don't know by now she's not going to get over, why are you wasting your time? Why are you wasting my time? Yeah. Go on to the next person.
I wonder if it's, because she's an NXT gal, I wonder if it's Triple H just really vouching for her and just like hoping that she can be utilized in some way that sticks. That's my best guess to that, but I still don't see how they continue to try. Like they gave her video packages. They're trying their best to really make her a machine and over, but it just didn't work, man.
And I say this all the time, Chris, because to me, I always look at it this way. You and I, bro, we are Christian guys, and I do believe that everything is out of our hands. So the way I look at it is, I really look at it this way. If Shayna Baszler was supposed to get over and be a mega star in the WWE, that's what would have happened. If that wasn't the plan, bro, then it was never going to happen. And that's okay, bro. I am sure that Shayna Baszler, bro, has an amazing skill set, whether she opens her own dojo, whether she trains them, whatever it is that she does, I'm sure she's got an amazing skill set. But maybe this just wasn't supposed to happen. That's how I look at it, bro.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah. We get Shinsuke Nakamura cutting a video package. After that, we get Seth Rollins coming out, cutting an in-ring promo, calls out Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh, time for Joey, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while, but come on, Joey.
Time out, Joey. Time out.
Okay. This is what I mean about this stuff. Bro, I don't know if they've come to the conclusion that whoever is watching this show is not paying attention, so they can say anything and it's just going to get by. They don't know Vince Russo actually is listening to this show. All right, Chris, how many times have you said this? Okay, bro, I'm sure in your practice, people come in and, they have a conversation with you because, listen, man, using you as a psychologist, this is a pretty big deal. I want to make sure I trust this dude with my life. I'm going to come in and I'm going to have a conversation with Chris to see if this is a match. How have you ever told any of these people coming in to see if they want to lay on your couch? Have you ever said, listen, Mrs. Smith, I'm going to be honest with you. I am a liar. I am a cheater. I am a manipulator, but I'm also a father. Have you ever said that to, bro?
Never.
What is that? Bro, what does your kid think? My God, what would my kids think if I said, listen, man, I want everybody to know I am a liar. Bischoff's right. I'm a pathological liar, bro. I'm a manipulator. I'm a cheater, but I am a father.
I am a father.
What would my kids think about that statement?
Yeah, that's a really good point. And to answer your question, no, I've never told any of my clients that.
Who's coming up with this stuff, bro?
So, do you think that Seth Rollins, because there's some people who have a little bit more leeway when it comes
Rollins
to
coming up with this.
Okay, yeah,
which I don't get. Bro. I don't want my kids. If I'm a liar, cheater, and manipulator, I don't want my kids knowing that.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
I'm not going to announce that to the world.
That's not a really good example for your kids.
I don't understand. And then again, Nakamura, he got the heel, still not wanting the title shot, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
But we did get a Ricochet Nakamura match out of this. For next
another
week.
one. Yes, yet another a Ricochet Nakamura match, as if any other time wasn't sufficient enough. This one is going to be yet another match in their saga of matches, ladies and gentlemen. So Ricochet's role now in Raw is to be a pawn in the feud of Shinsuke Nakamura and Seth Rollins.
All that Logan Paul stuff, bro.
Yeah,
we've talked about it for weeks.
Didn't I say that?
What is the point?
I said that. I said I don't see anything after it. I don't see anything after the Logan Paul feud. That's why I predicted Logan Paul to win, because I said I don't see anything for Ricochet after the feud, and that's precisely what we're getting, man. Nothing. It's been a month, over a month now, and nothing's happened after that feud. We have backstage Finn Balor talking to Jey Uso, trying to recruit him. Then we get Alpha Academy, Tommaso Ciampa defeating Imperium. Vince, your thoughts on this?
Well, of course. I mean, they got Gable gets his win back in a 6-man, bro. Of course, I
think that was predictable. The match was good. But I think it was predictable. They're setting up. What are your thoughts on Gable continuing to be in the Intercontinental Championship feud, and they're not going away from him after the big match last week?
I don't know. Are they going to go away from it?
No, it doesn't seem like they are. It seems like they're continuing this match. It looks like they're going to probably have another match, probably at the pay-per-view coming up.
Bro, listen, again, unless you put the belt on him, and I would never do that against Gunther. I wouldn't. Yeah. Unless you're going to do that, what is the point?
I like Chad Gable, but to me, it's just why continue this feud if the payoff is Gunther winning again?
That's what I'm saying.
It's like the other option would be Chad Gable winning. And again, I really like Gable, but it's like you're breaking a streak. To me, someone who gets that rub from breaking the streak after Gunther has to be kind of like going to the main event route. You know what I mean? I don't see Gable being a main eventer because, back in the day, the Intercontinental Championship used to be a stepping stone to the main event. You know what I mean? Rude, Warrior, there was Savage. There were so many people who were Intercontinental champions who became main eventers. I mean, Rude never won the world title, but he was still a main eventer. And it's still like that has lost its, role, for years now. And to me, I just don't see Chad Gable going to the next level after beating Gunther. So I wouldn't have him being Gunther because
right, exactly. See, Chris, this is what the business used to be about. Here's what it used to be about, and you know this, okay? Who puts butts in seats?
Correct.
Am I going to buy a ticket to see Hulk Hogan? Am I going to buy a ticket to see Roman Reigns? Am I going to buy a ticket to see Randy Savage? Okay, bro, am I going to buy a ticket to see Chad Gable? No, I'm not.
No.
And what goes along with who puts butts in seats also, bro, is this. Who's going to put people in front of the TV?
Sure.
This is why the numbers are down, bro. Forget about me paying money, leaving my house to go see these people. Yeah. First of all, bro, I got to want to be able to see them free on television. I don't even want to see them free on television. That was the litmus test, bro. Can they sell tickets? That's the equivalent of, can they put people in front of TVs?
Yeah.
And it was, you knew who those people were. It was obvious who those people were.
Yeah.
But when you look at this show as a whole, that's the question I'm asking. When I'm watching this show, I am asking myself this question: who on this show am I paying money to go see?
Yeah. And I think Gunther's done a fantastic
I think
job.
so too.
Yeah, being a heel. It's just that, in your opinion, Vince, out of anybody that's on the roster right now, who do you think would be on the Raw roster? Who do you think could get that rub by defeating Gunther?
I don't know, bro. Unless you really want to get Jay over as a
That's who I
single
was
wrestler,
thinking. Yeah, that's who I was thinking. Jay. Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't really be opposed to that, actually. I mean, I think that if you do Jay versus Gunther in the main event, that would be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind Jay dethroning. I think if there's anyone on the Raw roster right now that would make sense dethroning Gunther, I think Jay Uso would be the guy.
Yeah.
I've talked about Cody Gunther before. I think that has a main event feel to it, but yeah, I mean that would be my choice out of anybody. Would be.
I gotta tell you though, bro, I saw it again in the opening scene. He doesn't look comfortable out there by himself.
Yeah, he doesn't. I'll give I give him time.
I'm with you. I'm with you,
This
but
is
he
second
just
week.
yeah.
I think that he'll. He got really because he was like this before, like early on in the Bloodline story when it was just him and Roman.
Yeah.
Like he was breaking off as a single star, and he had that same type of feel to him. And then he ended up getting really, really good acting wise.
Yeah.
Throughout the time.
Yeah.
This is uncharted waters for him. I mean, as well, uncharted waters for him. And so I think, 2 weeks in, this is Raw. He's really by himself. He's not with Roman. So I'm willing to see where this goes as far as him. I just don't, having him lose so early in his quest to Raw. I think that could have been booked differently. I think that could have been booked better. So we'll see where this goes.
Brody, I know you were getting a lot of new equipment and stuff. Did you get a new camera?
No, same camera.
Oh, really? Because I mean, your camera tonight, I don't know what you did, bro, but it looks phenomenal.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah,
I mean, really does. It really looks good.
made some little bit of adjustments. So.
Really good, bro. Really.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. We have Tiffany Stratton and Becky Lynch cutting a promo with Adam Pearce. Vince, are you excited about this NXT match?
Bro, I don't know nothing against these two women. I don't know whatever would get me to watch NXT. Bro, I don't know what they would have to do to get me to ever put that show on.
Yeah, I really liked the yellow and gold era when it had, Finn and Shinsuke and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Neville. I really liked it, that Baron Corbin. That was Joe, Finn. It was a really, really good era at that time. I mean, I've been following NXT in a while, man.
Yeah.
And yeah,
but I mean, let's be honest, Chris. Part of that is probably because there's too much out there.
Yeah, there's too much out there. To me, the reason why I stopped watching NXT, man, is because it feels developmental again. Like there's not. Yeah, they throw WWE like main roster stars over there, like to kind of beef up the product a little bit. But beforehand, when they had, add Undisputed Era, Drew McIntyre was there, Andrade, like it felt like a legitimate brand at that time.
Yeah.
And now it feels developmental to me. And to me, it's like, to your point,
I'm trying to understand why. Is it the level of performer?
No one just feels like it felt like a standalone brand before. Now it just feels like a developmental brand. Like people, like the talent, the crop of talent feels like it's a developmental show. Not no shade to the crop of talent, but there's just the appeal to it doesn't feel like a star-studded, must-see television.
Yeah.
It feels like a developmental. Like if you're a hardcore fan, I can understand why you watch NXT, because people they pray. A lot of people praise NXT. You know what I mean? And and no shade to NXT. To me, it's like you're not giving me something that's going to want to make me come back, for one, and for two, there's so much, to your point, there's so much other stuff out there that I have to watch for this job.
Yeah.
That I'm like, NXT, we don't talk about NXT on any of my shows that I do a week for me to have to watch it. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with that. We have Rhea Ripley defeating Raquel Rodriguez in the main events. I
want to ask you a question.
Sure.
I want to see if you could answer this. I've never, ever been able to answer this. Why would a female wear fake eyelashes to a fight? Why do
to look pretty doing it?
Bro, why do all these women wear fake eyelashes when they're wrestling? And bro, another thing with this match is, listen, I like both of these women, bro. They got to stop with over the top funny faces.
Yeah,
like that is so amateurish. And here's why I say amateurish. Like when Ripley, when Raquel kicks out, and she's, bro, does that happen in MMA? Does that happen in professional boxing? Does that happen in bar fights? Don't do stuff, bro, that doesn't happen in real life, because that's just a major disconnect.
Now, didn't Vince really hone in or to Kevin Dunn to have the wrestlers make those expressions for the sake of television production? Like, wasn't that a thing?
The idea was, bro, get those close-up shots to catch the emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Emotion is not making funny faces. Emotion is reacting in the moment like you really would react.
Surprise if there's a kick out, like
exactly, like I mean, bro, that is such a disconnect for me, because you don't see that anywhere but in wrestling, bro.
Who do you think is a good example of someone who makes good expressions during the matches?
Like now?
Yeah.
I mean, bro, if I can get away from now, like I said, bro, watching the Attitude Era, I'm watching a lot of Austin. And I mean, there are a billion close-ups of Steve Austin, and nothing seemed disingenuous. It seemed like in that moment, that would be his reaction and his emotion.
What do you think of Roman Reigns? What do you think of his expressions during matches?
I think once in a while it's a little bit over the top, but like once in a while, it's more good than not.
Yeah, I agree. I think
with a lot of these other performers, bro, it's all the time. It's just all the time.
Yeah. So let's talk about Nia Jax before we close up. And anybody who have some, we got a little bit of time for Q&A. So if anybody wants to get your question on the screen, go ahead and super chat something, and we'll answer a few questions before we go. So Nia Jax returns, attacks Raquel, and doesn't attack her enough, because she gets back into the ring. And so Rhea Ripley, so she plays the heel, she gets booed. Rhea Ripley, who's a heel, capitalizes on that, as a heel should do. So that's what she does. Gets her in her finish. And so she wins. But Nia comes in and out heels someone who you're wanting to be a major heel, and then Banzai drops her, does some paintbrush like shoot slaps, which you can tell she was pretty upset about, and she gets the heat. So where in your opinion, do you think that this was all over the place, or do you think this was booked properly?
Oh, I don't think this was booked properly at all, bro. Because, unless unbeknownst to us, they're turning Rhea Ripley baby face in a totally heel faction,
right?
Which we're not seeing that at all. She's mommy. She runs the place. Like we've not seen that at all.
Yeah,
bro. If anything, I would have done the complete opposite, bro. Have Nia Jax screw Rhea Ripley. Have Rachel Rodriguez go over, and then, bro, you could have Pierce reverse the decision the next week because the referee was laid out. The referee didn't see this. You could reverse the decision, put the belt back on Ripley. Rodriguez has a beef, and Nia Jax is a babyface, and Rhea Ripley is a heel. But to do it this way, and Nia Jax was 1,000% acting like a heel at the end,
absolutely,
with the pain and the kissing to the crowd. And bro, I think that was you said this, Chris. I don't think that's what she was supposed to do.
Yeah, it seemed like it wasn't. Yeah.
And I think she's probably going to get heat for that in the back because she was 100% a heel in everything she did.
Yeah, and that didn't make sense to me. Like Rhea Ripley is supposed to be the biggest heel, female heel on the roster, and you just had someone come in and out heel her. That doesn't make sense. And the thing is, like, she's getting chance, like she was getting mommy chance for a long time, and they've actually had her rub shoulders so much with Dominic that she is getting heat now, because at the end of the day, she's supposed to get heat, because the more heat she gets, the stronger the baby face is going to be who beats her. That's what wrestling is all about. Like, to me, for the life of me, I don't understand if someone is supposed to be a heel, why you're eliciting cheers. I don't understand that, because that's selfish.
Another thing you could have done basically was, bro, you could have had Nia Jax screw Rachel Rodriguez, because nobody's going to take that belt off Rhea Ripley but me. The following week, Nia Jax goes out there as a babyface, calling out Rhea Ripley, and who comes out? Raquel comes out and says, forget mommy. You screwed me. Now you got a little program there. Now you can build Rodriguez a little bit more. Rhea Ripley slides out the back door. But here's the problem, Chris. This is why they did it. And you and I have been talking about this for weeks. They don't have an opponent for Rhea Ripley. They don't have an opponent for her, bro.
And I remember saying this about a week or two ago. We were talking about Nia Jax, and I said I wouldn't mind her being a roadblock between Raquel and Rhea Ripley setting up for Mania. I said that, and that's what I thought they were going to do. I was like, oh, okay, well, this would be interesting, because I think at the end of the day, if you cost Raquel Rodriguez the match, that can set up a feud between Raquel and Nia Jax. I think it was too early, but I do think it was going to happen. To your point, I think that sets up perfectly, because next week you had Nia Jax coming out as heel. She's getting booed, and people are wondering why you attack Raquel. Her thing is, I want to step in the front of the line. And she's going to get booed. And then instead of Rhea Ripley coming out, you have Raquel Rodriguez coming out. So that gives Rhea Ripley an exit route. And you set up Raquel and Nia Jax as a feud because of that. And so there you go. But why in the world? You already had it. You already had it like set up. Why would you have Nia Jax beat up the heel, and now you're going to have someone who's getting booed in Nia Jax and someone who's getting booed in Rhea Ripley? It seems like she went off script there, man.
Yeah,
It
it
really
does.
does.
It really does, bro. Especially she's doing this
Yeah.
to the crowd at the end, and I'm like, bro, this is. I'm serious, bro. Like my number one thought coming out of this show was, bro, this is like all over the place.
Yeah, man.
There's no rhyme or reason for anything, bro.
Yeah, indeed. Well, if we don't have any questions, man, we're gonna get on up out of here, man. Where can they find you on the socials, Vince Russo?
At the Vince Russo. And guys, you can see that Attitude Era review show. I do a show every 2 weeks, and you'll see continuity, bro. I explain everything to you. I explain why the show was formatted the way it was and how the pieces fit together. You'll hear it from me, and you can get that show with many others at russosbrand.com.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen. This guy right here is Vince Russo. Let's see, we got some more super chats. Here we go. John Gonzalez, $4.99. To the both of you guys, what do you think will change with WWE now that Endeavor is taking charge next week, if anything at all? That's a good question.
You know, John, I got to tell you, man, I think I'm telling you guys, you got to believe me on this. Monday Night Football is going to be the wild card. Because I really believe, bro, the WWE, I believe we're going to go down to 1.3, 1.2 territory. I really, really believe that. And now if there's a new company taking over, they're going to know how much the WWE makes, but they're going to be asking the question, why do our television ratings continue to go down? They're going to ask that question. And I feel, bro, like I said, with football, we're going to see tomorrow. You're going to get a good measuring stick tomorrow. And, bro, something's got to be done, man. Yeah. Something's got to be done.
There's not a really riveting storyline going on right now. Like they had the bloodline leading into Mania, on both shows, mainly on SmackDown, but at least they did have something on Raw. But since they even had the bloodline mostly on SmackDown still leading into SummerSlam. But after SummerSlam, man, it's been a very dull, type of feel going on with Raw. There's nothing big going on. There's not a big chase. There's not a world title chase. What we have on Raw right now is the Judgment Day running roughshod, which really doesn't matter in the end. And the title feud is between Shinsuke Nakamura and Seth Rollins.
But is Judgment Day running, rampant? Yeah, roughshod, bro. Based on what we saw McDonough and Dominic do today, we saw one guy beat two guys up.
Exactly.
They're running roughshod, bro. Exactly. Like, really? Wow, that's a new way to run roughshod.
Right. That's reverse running roughshod.
Yeah, man.
Yes, indeed. This guy right here is Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris. This is the Legion of Raw. Have a good night, everybody. Solo.